promised myself I wouldn't get scared during this review. Whew. I can do it. I can do it.
Alright, it's 9:18. We're headed down into the cellar where the door's just opened on its own. Give us a sign that you want to communicate with us. Nothing.
What are you guys?
Well, we've been called ghost hunters, paranormal researchers.
But we prefer to be known simply as Ed and Lorraine Warren.
There's someone here that would like to talk to you.
James Wan is back for The Conjuring. We're following a family who's hunted by a ghost who hire the Warrens to check out what's going on. The Warrens are a paranormal group who pretty much go in, and it's like Ghost Hunters. If you've ever seen the TV show Ghost Hunters, this is like a really long episode of Ghost Hunters, but we get more backstory with the family. And before the movie, I was really hoping this movie would be great. I really was hoping the movie would be scary, and sorry guys, the movie's great. I thought it was very, very scary. I thought it was the film overall, the tone, the camera work. The star of this movie is James Wan. And to go a little bit more in depth with what's going on, the movie follows an aspect of this item, like this doll, is like haunted, and pretty much if you've got it, you're cursed. And it opens up with a weird sequence. It didn't latch me on that much. I really didn't care for the beginning sequence, but after that, everything just kept going up, up, and up. Maybe the movie was a little bit too slow for me. It was at times. It took a while to get there, but overall, I absolutely loved The Conjuring, and it met my expectations. James Wan knows how to do horror, and like I said, he's the true star of this film. Everyone else does great. Patrick Wilson's in the film. He plays the husband in the Warrens. He's like the lead guy pretty much. He does all of the work for the paranormal investigations and stuff, and he's got a wife who's had problems in the past with some exorcisms and some ghosts and things like that. And the Warrens they've had some stuff going on, and the thing is in this movie, no one is like, okay, this isn't a ghost, it's just a draft, oh, the house is creaking. No, when a door flies open, everyone's like, okay, we gotta figure out what the heck's going on, because this is something otherworldly, this is an otherworldly being. They never deny it, and I love that, because in one movie you always have the dumb person who always is a skeptic and doesn't believe, but in this movie they play it straight. Everyone is freaked out, and let's call the Warrens and see what they can do. And then towards the end, it turns into like a huge climax, like a big climax to a Ghost Hunters movie, and stuff starts happening, and the movie's not predictable. That's the thing with this movie. It's not predictable at all. You don't know how it's going to end. You hope it's not one of those things where, oh, everyone dies at the end, because that happens in so many things. So many horror movies, they just kill everyone off, and the scares are genuine. They're not jump scares. It's not like one of those things where the camera's like focused on one thing, and then something like a cat or something jumps in front of the screen, and everyone jumps and laughs. And speaking of laughs, my audience was unbearable. These people were they were laughing at everything. They weren't laughing at the movie. They were with their friends, so every time they'd get scared, they would laugh. They would start laughing afterwards because, oh, you got scared, that's funny, and they would start laughing. And I was like, guys, I would rather just come back and be here by myself and watch this movie than having a packed audience of nothing but people laughing. And then it was funny because after the half mark, when everything started getting more serious and a lot more scary, they shut up, and I was like, thank you James Wan for shutting these people up. Another thing this movie had was mostly towards the end was a lot of comedic aspects. There's a cop, and they play on him for a little bit. They don't overdo it with the comedy, but we'd have a serious moment with tension, and then it would be broken by something funny, and not in a bad way either, in a funny way, because there's one scene where like a door's opening, and you're like, oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh, and then the cop walks out of it, and everyone's like looking at the door, and he's like, what? It's like they play on that a lot. They play on like the jump scares, like a jump scare is gonna happen, and then they fake you out. And I think that's James Wan, who's basically, I saw him in an interview, and he was talking about how he hates jump scares, and I think that's his way of saying no jump scares here. I think there was one fake jump scare, and I was like, I guess he threw one in there, maybe at the last second or something. But the pacing was a little off for me. Like it took a while to get there. That's one gripe that I had. that's pretty much the only gripe that I had with this movie. You know, you had everything in the movie. You had suspense, and James Wan is great with building, and having a great payoff. But the building seems to be more fun than the payoff is, because there's moments of tension, and then whenever you get your bang, your money shot, it's like, not, that wasn't really scary, but it's cool. I found myself being like, oh, that was a cool shot, rather than, oh my gosh, that was scary. But still, that's not a negative either, because the movie is very fun to watch with friends, and it's fun to watch by yourself, and I can't wait to get this movie on DVD so I can sit down by myself without a screaming audience and watch it in my room and have a very, very fun time. I'm going 4.5, 4.5 for James Wan's The Conjuring. Are you guys excited for this film? If you've seen it, what are your thoughts on it? Did you like this video? Comment below and give me your thoughts. I'm the Modern Film Critic, signing off.
Do you want to see him?
Yeah.
When the music stops, you see him in the mirror standing behind you.